Test, test. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? If you can hear, let me know. Test, test. Let me see. Okay. All right. Yeah. So sorry. I think suddenly I see my mic disappear. Okay. Thank you. Okay, welcome to another session with me. My name is Willy from Wa Academy, and before we start, I would like to wish you all 恭喜发财 and 虎年行大运 and事事顺利 and that's my limit already. Anything more? If there's more greetings, right? Please let me know in the comment box below. And hi, Jovi. Hi, Clement. And hi, Sherry. Chin Chai. Hi. Hi, Clement. Hey, boss. All right. People call me Shifu a bit strange, right? Just call me Willy will do it. All right. Okay. So, today I'm going to talk about where's the red packet? Oh, I think boss, you got to give me, right? Okay, maybe I'll send some digital ang pao, which is very very common nowadays, right? Maybe over through this Facebook Live, digital ang pao. Okay, right? So yeah, okay. Let me just adjust certain things first. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So in this Facebook Live, right, today I'm going to talk about, if you're a new seller or, this topic of new seller, right, depends on, how new you are, or rather, how willing are you, do you want to learn? Sherry says most like and share will win the unbound. Yes, like and share, right? So most like and share will win $50 ang pao from Sherry. Yay! $50 ang pao from Sherry. Digital ang pao. All right. So I think Sherry says, Sherry, silent means consent. Thank you so much. $50 ang pao. Sherry left alive. Okay, $50 Monopoly ang pao. All right, just joking. All right. So I think we are still in the Chinese New Year mood, and now it's still the Chinese New Year season, and I think all the shops is still playing the Chinese New Year songs and all that. We just ate a lo hei yesterday, and still very Chinese New Year. Okay, so all right. So today I will start with something light. New Amazon sellers. Okay, so for those Amazon sellers who are new in this Facebook Live, right? I don't know what kind of problems you guys will encounter because, as new Amazon sellers, right, you will face a lot of different problems. Okay, like supplier problem, freight forwarder problem, a product problem, QC problem, marketing problem. Okay, and what is the 5 major things? Okay, the 5 biggest caution, right, to watch out right now if you are a new seller. All right, so the thing is that even though you are not a new seller, maybe you have been selling for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe I have something, right, for you to refresh yourself, or even maybe I have something today to share with you all that you might have missed, right? Because maybe you're very lucky and this kind of stuff. So I just share. You guys will take note, and in the future, right, this are the things to take note, right? So the first thing first, okay, is, let me just share my screen again. Okay. Whiteboard. Okay. All right. So the first thing first, right? When you look for, when, let's say for example, you want to sell a product. Okay. In this case, maybe this Thermoflask itself. You will want to look for a supplier. So be it when you look for a supplier on 1688, on Alibaba, on ThomasNet in the US, or you want to look for suppliers from other country, right? So you must understand that there are suppliers, right, that they will try to pull a fast one, okay, on new sellers, right? So this is this is very common because there's a lot of new sellers, right, who actually have cultivated this kind of what do you call that? Okay, there's one supplier who actually mentioned to me, right, that new sellers is easier to, they don't say cheat, it's easier to earn more money versus experienced sellers. So they don't say things like cheat or overpay or whatsoever. So they will say that it's easier to earn more money of new sellers than experienced sellers. So the thing is that there's a lot of new sellers, right, who did their research on YouTube or rather maybe on TikTok. Nowadays there's a lot of new sellers, right, went on TikTok to search for Amazon, how to sell on Amazon and how to look for products to sell on Amazon on TikTok. But majority is still on YouTube, right? But the thing is that there's some suppliers, right, who told me that even though they go on YouTube, suppliers is not really like that anymore. Okay, so one of the major thing, right, okay, is the suppliers. Okay, you must, if this supplier, right, you never work with this supplier before, you must have your defenses up all the time. Okay, you must have your guard up all the time. You must ask them to justify everything. Okay, so suppliers, right, okay, in my opinion, for the last many years, if you're working with new suppliers, these are the number one caution: not trustworthy. All right, not trustworthy. Okay, and the thing is that this is what happened to me during my first couple of years when I'm trying to make a bulk order of my private label product. So the supplier, right, actually helped me with everything. Okay, manufacturing, QC, sea shipping, look for coordinate the freight forwarder for me, all the way provide trucking, all the way to the FC. Everything's perfect, right? Because the supplier, right, will say, okay, I will help you with product, manufacturing, okay, plus I will product QC for you. I will send you report. I will send you photo of the product that is manufactured. I'll even send you a pre-production sample. Okay, later I'm going to talk about pre-production samples and samples. All right, they will send you product QC reports, and they will pack the products for you. Plus, they will freight out to FC, to the fulfillment center. All right, excuse me for the wrong spelling or whatsoever. Right, this is just to do a quick one. Okay, so some suppliers, right, they will include everything because they know that you're new. They will try to actually provide everything. But to be honest, right, for me, this, in my personal opinion, okay, I'm not saying every supplier are not trustworthy, just that I will deem everybody is not trustworthy until I have maybe about 2 or 3 transactions with them. Okay, the first time my defenses is always up 110%, 100% minimum. Okay, no matter what they say that, oh, I'm going to actually help you to find freight forwarders. I'm going to help you QC. No. I'll do everything separately. All right, I'll have an independent QC company to check. I'll have an independent freight forwarder to check. I do not need your contact. Okay, I do not need. All right, so there's a lot of sellers, right, new sellers who say that, hey, this supplier, right, is able to power everything for me. Okay, power everything. That means from all this product manufacturing, QC, whatever. Yeah, sure, but every single thing, right, they will mark up. Pack products, sure. Every single unit, if you want me to affix the FNSKU and shipping labels, yeah, every single unit I will charge some money. All right, and freight, right? Sure. I'll get a freight forwarding company, right? And we'll coordinate. And of course, right, the quotation coming from the freight forwarding company is going to be marked up by the suppliers itself. Of course, they will not tell you this kind of things, right? So the thing is that this is pretty common. This is pretty common, right? When you're dealing with businesses anywhere. Okay, you want everything bao ga liao, of course, you're going to have an increase in costings, potentially. Okay? But how do you actually, I'm not saying that you're going to get cheated or whatsoever. When you're new, it's fine, to pay a little bit of markup to understand the whole process, because you may think that, you may think that, product QC, they're very difficult because I don't have the contact. Okay, I do not have the contact for freight forwarding. It's fine. It's fine that you use the supplier's network to do everything. It's fine. No problem. All right. Like Clement said that, I say that to my customers in SG. Sure, no problem. All right. As long as the costings is fine. Okay, but as a seller yourself, right? As an Amazon seller, you must understand that you must be able to compare what kind of services that you can actually use a third party to come in. Let's say, for example, for QC, are you able to get a cheaper QC, more affordable QC? You do the QC yourself, and also maybe the QC yourself is going to be a third party QC where it's going to be independent from the supplier. That means the result is going to be more accurate, so called. All right, and the freight forwarding, same case also. Right, a third party freight forwarding where there's no buyers with this supplier. Okay, so one of the nightmare story, right, that I have tonight, I'm going to share with you is that so I trust one of my few first suppliers. I think I ordered second or third time with the supplier already, and I actually kind of like invested about $40,000 lah, because I want to buy thousands of units of this product, and total it cost me about $40,000. Okay, all in all. So I'm very excited because this product, right, can sell very well. Every day can sell 10 to 15 units plus minus. Then I was like, wow, super excited. Then I go and take a loan and this kind of things, right? $40,000 from a bank loan. And in the end, right, this supplier, right, disappeared along with everything. That means that the supplier, right, over here literally disappeared with my 40,000 US dollars. Everything. Every single thing. Okay? Because everything is powered by them already. So I thought, $40,000, okay, I pay. And they tell me this. They tell me that, if you pay 40K upfront, right, I'll give you a discount. Okay? If you pay this amount upfront, right, I'll give you a discount. But the discount will be deducted, will be actually, refunded back to you after the manufacturing. I was like, oh, sure, then I'll park the money with you, because I've been trading with this supplier for at least about once already. Trust this supplier. Power everything for me. Wow, fantastic. Right? Send everything. The requirement is TT over. Telegraphic transfer. Right? So at the point of time, right, I don't have contact for TT. Okay, that's many years back. So I went to Western Union to deposit the money, send over, do the normal KYC thingy, right? Then we send the money over, $40,000 USD. Receive the money, communicate for 1 week, it's still there. 2 weeks later, disappeared. Until today, right, still disappeared. They promised me that, you TT over, there'll be even more discount. You pay everything in full, I'll give you a discount. After you order your third batch, then I will deduct everything, instead of transfer here and there. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool, fantastic. After this 40,000 incident, right, I understand a lot of things. Suddenly, everything become very, very clear to me. Right? So after you get cheated, right, once, suddenly you know how to avoid. It's not from 1688. It's not from one of my actually I found this supplier on Alibaba. At the point of time I'm still finding suppliers on Alibaba. And I never use trade assurance, I never use anything like that. Okay? And the listing disappeared. Company disappeared, everything disappeared. Everything. Alright? And the thing is that whenever my students, right, inform me about certain telltale signs of certain suppliers, right, who ask you to pay in full, who do not want to do the 30-70, 30% deposit, 70% after inspection and all that, or rather, insist on using their freight forwarders, using their QC, do not want any third-party QC, right? Then this is potential red flags. Or rather, this is not potential red. These are red flags. If the supplier do not want to do QC, if the supplier insists on full payment, then give you a discount. If the supplier insists that they do not want to use trade assurance, then confirm red flag like crazy already. Trade assurance still okay, but if they don't allow QC to their company, right, that means something weird already. And they insist and say that, hey, don't worry, I'll go around, right, and take photo of my factory and show you this factory exists. Yes, of course. Of course, they'll try to convince you and say that, hey, you do not need to pay for inspection company. Inspection company is so expensive, $600 one inspection to inspect my whole factory. No need lah. I'll help you to inspect myself for free, right? I'll take video. All right. And do you know that they can set up a factory within 3 days? A factory within 3 days. All right. Okay. So I always insist on using third-party QC company, right? And the other thing, right, is that there's another situation that you need to take note is that supplier, right? Okay, they will send, normally we ask them to send samples. Okay, right? So let's say you want to work with this supplier for this product, all right? You ask them to send sample, and you approve the sample. You think that, wow, this product is good. So what do you do next? After you get a sample already, then you pay deposit. So what other things? How do you confirm that the mass production, right, is good? How do you confirm that when they mass produce, the packaging is what you want, the product is what you want? Using what kind of sample? The first sample, right, is what we call the raw sample. That means the product itself, no packaging or whatsoever. Okay? After that, there is a sample. Before you ask them to mass produce. So what is the name of this sample? Anybody can guess. If anybody guess what's the name of this sample, Sherry will give you a $50 digital ang pao. Alright. I think Sherry left already. Okay, so what is the sample? After the raw sample, right? Okay, what is the sample? Hey, Wow Academy team cannot comment. Cannot go and cannot review the answer. So what is the sample? What's the name of the sample? Anybody? When you get your first sample, before you ask them to mass produce, merchandise sample, around there. Hey Denise, hi. Around there. Hey, let me share to my personal Facebook prototype. Not there yet. Not prototype. Let me share to my give me a moment. Let me just share. While your comment. What is the name? Very, very important. After you get a sample, right? The raw sample don't have your actual packaging, don't have your insert card, don't have your logo printed on the product itself. Then you want to see the actual product with the actual insert card, with the actual packaging, with the actual laser engraving before you get them to mass produce. Right, before they produce 500 units, before they produce 1,000 units, right, you want them to create this one sample. The one sample is called what? Hey. Jovi is right. Pre-production sample. Pre-production sample. Okay, the correct term is pre-production sample. All right, Alamak. Apologies, you all have to enjoy my terrible handwriting again. Pre-production sample. When you go into private label, right, you must request for this pre-production sample. Okay, before the supplier mass produce 1,500 units, 300 units, because if they mass produce already, then you ask them to send one sample to you, and you realize that, hey, the packaging, the feel is not right. Then they need to recreate the 300 or 500 units, right? Need to get a pre-production sample. Okay, y'all are too fast already. Let me share. Let me share on my public, on my personal account. I forgot to share my own Facebook Live on my own account. Okay, give me a moment. Alamak, I share already. Okay, give me a moment. Okay. Forgot to type things. Okay. So this is very, very important. Pre-production sample. And sometimes the supplier, right, will say, okay, I'm going to charge you maybe about $200 for this pre-production sample. Okay? Then they are going to keep quiet. Then you pay $200 already, right? Then they are going to keep quiet. All right? Next thing, right? You remember to ask them to refund back the $200 if you agree to go ahead with the mass production. Because there's a lot of new sellers, right? They do not know how to request for the refund of the $200, which they can deduct from the final invoice when you pay the 70%. Okay? When you pay the 70%, you can tell them that, hey, that time I remember I pay you $200 for the pre-production sample, right? And you agree to refund me. Why not just deduct from here? So they don't need to refund them. Just deduct here already. All right. So remember to do that. Okay, because I don't say that I got cheated. I think I overpaid, and it's their right to keep quiet, ma. They will not ask you, hey, Willy, do you want to get refund for the $200 pre-production sample that I sent you? Of course not. Right? It's up to you to, tell them that, hey, I need a refund of the pre-production sample. Okay? And remember to request for that, because the sample and the pre-production sample, right, is different. All right? The pre-production sample and sample is different. Okay? Yes, must ask one. Right? The sample is pure sample, is a raw sample. I have my sample outside. Sorry, I never bring in. So, the sample, right, is different from a pre-production sample. You must really understand the difference. Okay, so if you all understand, right, just type 1 in the comment box below. If you all understand, type 1. Don't understand, type 2. Then I'll explain again. Understand, type 1. Don't understand, 2. I see Ray 1, Denise 1, Sherry 1. Anybody else? If I see a 2, then I'll repeat. Chin-Chai, okay. Great. Any more? Jovi, okay, cool. All right. Okay, I think it's okay lah. Majority is 1 already. If Clement, you're not sure. Clement, you're old bird already, Alright. Clement, are you sure you're 2? Are you sure? 2? Pre-production sample, right, and sample is really different. Pre-production sample, that means it is the actual production of your product itself. The actual product itself. Sample is not your actual product. Yeah. Hey Doris, hi. Alright. Clement, you understand, you're in this for the longest time ever. Okay? Right? So the other thing, right? Like just now what I mentioned. The first thing is supplier not trustworthy. So remember, when you're dealing with them first time, have your guts up, right? So the second thing, is inexperienced. Shucks. Inexperienced prepper. Okay? So if you go onto Google, right, and type prepper, you may find that the terms is a bit different. Okay, you may see, oh, survival prepper and this kind. It's not survival prepper. So if you go onto on Google, right, you can search for FBA prep service. Okay, FBA prep service, because before your product reaches Amazon warehouse, right, they need to prepare your product to be e-commerce ready. So what do you mean by e-commerce ready? That means your carton, right? Okay, the shipping carton must have shipping label, and your product, right, must have the FSKU label. So the thing is that, at the start of my business, I work with a few preppers. All right, we call them prepper. I think only one academy call them prepper only. Okay, so these are the company that preps for you before the fulfillment center receive the product. So there's some prepper, right, that I kind of hired at the start, and they have very slow response. When the product reaches their warehouse, the only response that you get, right, is after you ask them whether the product reaches their warehouse or not. Okay, and there's no updates. So one of my first prepper did that to me. No SOP, no nothing. I only see the tracking number reaches their warehouse, signed by somebody, right? I email them 1 or 2 weeks later, then they reply me and say that, yes, we receive your product. And the whole thing, right, was delayed for 2 weeks. Okay? And the second thing, right, that they did for me is they prep wrongly. So they mix up my labels and send the wrong product to Amazon. And the whole thing, right, got delayed. Delayed level mind. If Amazon, right, managed to detect that it's the wrong FNSKU for wrong product, then it's fine. But the thing is, when the product reaches warehouse, some of my products, right, the FNSKU label is the correct listing. Let's say I'm selling thermoflask, right? Okay, and this thermoflask is like 300 ml. They paste the wrong label. They paste the 1 liter one, the 1 liter barcode on my 300 ml on my 300 ml thermoflask, right? And in the end, when the customer buy from the listing, the customer receive a 300 ml 300 ml product. Confused already. Is it 300? Anyway, it's the wrong capacity, wrong label, wrong. The whole thing is wrong. So sometimes, or rather, most of the time, right, Amazon can't really catch this kind of things because you're selling thermoflask. They see, okay, thermoflask, 300 ml, 1000. Okay, then send it in ready, right? But the complaint will come in when the customer receive the wrong variation of the product itself, and your listing will start to get a lot of negative review. So if the prepper is not experienced, they will create a lot of trouble, for your business. All right, and there's no system in the prepper. So there's a lot of prepper. If you go on to like Upwork and all that, right, and you go and look for prepper and all that. So remember to send a few units to them. Maybe send 10 units or 20 units to them to test whether they can prep properly or not, whether the product, go into warehouse, is there going to be any problem? So let's say, for example, you want to look for a new prepper, okay? So you have old prepper already. So this old prepper, okay? And you want to try out this new prepper. All right? Then you got like 500 units. I'll send 20 or maybe 50 units to them. Over here, 480 to maybe about 450. Then I see whether the new prepper, right, they can prep properly. If they cannot prep properly, right, at least 20 to 50 units, the chances of, the loss is manageable. Instead of, send, 500, then you send like 250 to the old one, 250 to the new one, this new prepper, this old one. Then if the new prepper cannot prep, right, that's it. Your half of your inventory, right, going to have a lot of problem. You're going to charge extra and all that. So slowly transfer your units, right, from 10%, 20%, 30%. Slowly test the new prepper. All right. So if you do not have a prepper, Do not have a prepper. Then you got to actually, buy small quantity and slowly test the new prepper. Just tell the new prepper and say, hey, I want to send like 20 units to you first. Is it okay? Right? Then after you slowly increase. The rest of the product, right, just hold at your China supplier side. Just hold first. But you may say that, wow, really, like that I'll incur a lot of money. Why not I get the China supplier to prep for me, then send directly to Amazon, then maybe the 20 or 30 units from the inventory, right? I can test this new. Also can. Provided your supplier, right, know how to prep properly. Because some of the supplier, right, they said that they know how to prep, but when they reach Amazon FC, a lot of problem, never mind. You already paid the supplier already, right? You already paid them the remaining 70%. Then they're going to say that, oh, I'm sorry, this is out of our hands, right? You got to settle everything yourself. Okay? So as a new seller, right, try not to get your supplier to prep. As a new seller, because if you're not sure about the whole shipping process, get a knowledgeable and experienced, a good, trustworthy prepper to prep for you and send to Amazon for you in the US. So the only thing, right, your supplier do is to send the product over to the prepper. That's it. Simple task. The prepper will do everything for you before sending them to Amazon. All right? Okay, so number 3. Poor QC check. All right? So there's some new students, right, whom we have discussed, whom we have met recently. Some of them, they have private label products already. But the thing is that they have the wrong, they thought that, oh, I can actually just find any inspection company, any QC company to work with. And they tell me that, all the QC company and all the inspection company are the same. And the worst part, right, they find them from, where are the worst, right, to find QC company from? Can you name where are the worst to find QC company from? Where are the worst? The worst. Anybody? Supplier. Oh yeah, that's one of the worst. Supplier, they say that they'll Google, they'll find for you, they will inspect for you. Google around there. The worst, Facebook group. Okay? The worst of the worst, right, is random Facebook group. Random. Okay, a lot of you guys, right, might join a lot of Facebook group. A lot of public Facebook group for FBA sellers, Amazon sellers and all that. And you may encounter people advertising their service. Like for example, freight forwarders. For example, inspection company. They'll advertise their service. The first thing that you're going to see, right, is whether the Facebook profile, is it legit or what? Is it a real person? But it's difficult to actually know whether that person is real or not. Don't go and find QC company on random Facebook group. Then you pay like $200 or $100 per se. You thought that, never mind lah, really, I just pay $100 only, ma. So, and anything happened, I only lost $100. No, you will lose your whole inventory. You will lose your whole inventory because they will tell you that, oh, I've checked already, everything is fine. You pay them $100. Actually, it's not fine. Because maybe they are in cahoots with the supplier, which I have encountered before. Because in the past, right, I look for freight forwarders, I look for QC company in Facebook group. Right, that's me. Okay, so nowadays, right, there is even more this kind of context that you really need to be careful. All right, so that's why, for my side, I spend a lot of money getting cheated already, so that my student will not get cheated again. So whatever things that they actually go through with me, right, I can straight away understand whether are they going to get cheated or not. All right. So for my students, please always check with me first. Always. Because I got cheated enough already. All right. And I know whether if a contact is trustworthy or if a contact is out there trying to pull a fast one. All right. But of course, I'll equip you all with all the skills to actually check this kind of things. Right. So QC company, please don't check with random Facebook group. If you are, if you want to find your own QC company, right, you find them on Upwork. If you want to find your own QC company, find them on Upwork also can. Because Upwork, right, will hold your money before releasing to the company itself, to the individual itself. All right. And the thing is that, Upwork, you can see reviews also of that company. Okay. So the thing is that, Upwork is one of the safer way. Not Fiverr. Not Fiverr. QC company don't go on Fiverr. All right. Upwork. Only Upwork. Don't Fiverr. Some of the things you can find on Fiverr, some of the things you cannot find on Fiverr. All right. Okay. So next. Number 4, right? Unreliable freight forwarder. Okay. Okay, you see, unreliable freight forwarder, right? This is very common. Okay, this is very common. The freight forwarder, right? You must always tell them that if they mention to you that they will provide delivery service to the FC that you want, sure. To the prepper that you want, to this location in the US that you want, sure. Then then you can sign an agreement with them, say that, hey, I want to take out your service and all this kind of things, right? But the thing is that when your product reaches US customs, the freight forwarder, right, will stop its service at US customs. And between US customs to the location you want, right? Let's say, for example, this is US customs. All right, this is or rather the port seaport, airport, okay, to the FC or the prepper, right? Do you know what they need to do from here to here? What is this? What is this? From US customs to the fulfillment center or prepper or anywhere in US, what is this thing called? What is this thing called? Anybody? More specific. Samantha, you can be more specific. Transportation. What kind of transportation? You may think that they never provide, meh? Yes, because you never say. They help you to freight over to the US, ma? Yes. Always. If they say, I'll provide D to D. Alright? Okay, Susan is around there. Land Korea is around there. If they provide D to D, if they say, okay, hey, I'll provide door-to-door service. Okay, door-to-door, D to D. Door-to-door service. Sure. That means from my China supplier door to my fulfillment center door, right? They say, yeah. Then, you never tell them, right, to provide trucking service. You must tell them, I want door-to-door with trucking service provided. The term is I want door-to-door with trucking service provided. Sorry, I think I typed too long already. Then in the end, right, all the things I write become gibberish already. Okay. And also one more thing. With trucking service provided, and one more thing they need to do for you. What's that? Something to do with this. What's that? Trucking service. Yes. Okay? So they must blast, clear customs for you. Okay? With tax paid. Clear customs and tax paid for you. You may say that, hey, everything, unloading, loading, trucking service, that one is within the trucking service. Alright? You may say that, hey, the supplier provide door-to-door but never provide trucking service, man. Oh, you'll be surprised, my dear friend. They will say, oh, you want me to provide trucking service? Oh, then there will be, upsell, downsell, cross-sell, anyhow sell. Alright? Then they will say that, hey, is your site going to help us to clear customs? You'll be shocked. You'll be thinking, hey, I thought you're a freight forwarder, you'll be helping me to clear customs, right? Then they'll say that, no, you have to clear customs yourself. So I always tell my students, right, you must tell them, I want door-to-door service with custom clearance and trucking service provided all the way to this fulfillment center, this address. Give me the quotation, everything in writing. The PI, right, everything write down. Okay, everything write down word for word. Because this is how I encounter. This is how I encounter also. Right? Okay? My freight forwarder said that, you never tell me to clear customs, what? Right? You never tell me to, provide trucking service. That's why I'm going to leave the products there at the airport, at the seaport. Then I kanchong. Right? So that time we have we have contact to actually, a custom clearance officer to actually help us to clear. Right? Literally, I have to go and back. Okay? So, the trucking service need to take note. And also, right? And also, sometimes, sometimes they will hand over to FC with product damaged. Okay, how do I know, right? It's because there was once this trucking service, right, truck all the way to my prepper, and my prepper, right, luckily, before this truck move out, like, go back, right, or go to another destination, my prepper take a photo of my pallet and stop the trucker, and say that, hey, this pallet, right, from this tall, let's say this is the pallet, all right, and when this person unload the pallet using forklift, because my friend said that forklift is only one movement only, up, down only, right, the pallet, half was damaged. It was crushed to half. My prepper got a shock. Take photo, stop the trucking company, call me on the phone on Skype, and said, Willy, take a look at this photo. He WhatsApp me. I got a shock of my life. I straight called the freight forwarding company, right, and said, what is this? Immediately, right, the freight forwarding company, waive off the shipping cost, or rather the trucking cost, right, and help me to, claim the damage for this portion. Half of my products got squashed and it's destroyed, literally destroyed. And thanks to the prepper in the US who received the product. If not, the prepper will just, just take over, right? Never check. And the freight, normally those truckers, right, when they unload, they have to rush for time and go to another state already. They cannot entertain you. They cannot stay there because they are delivery service, right? They got to rush. Okay, so luckily my prepper stop this trucker and handled everything professionally to mitigate all this. So imagine, right, your product reaches the Amazon FC without prepper. You go to the FC. When the FC receive the product, right, everything is damaged. What do you think will happen to your delivery? What do you think will happen to your delivery? What do you think will happen to your product? Imagine, right, your customer buy your product from you. So, Ray, imagine, right? Imagine, they you see those people at FC, right? They only have 6 seconds to scan at least about 2 to 3 products. They need to be fast, okay? They can't really check everything for you. They'll reject the whole shipment. If they never reject, right, you will see very beautiful reviews about your product. Very beautiful reviews. So that's why the importance of a prepper is there. When you're new, use the prepper. Okay? When you're old, when you're professional already, when you're good, when you're making money, okay, you can skip prepper. And when you trust the freight forwarder, you trust the whole process, you trust your supplier, okay, you can skip the prepper, no problem. But when you're new, right, please don't skip the prepper. All right, because this kind of things will happen. Okay, right? And the last point, okay, is unresponsive third-party warehousing service. All right. So you may think that, hey, Willy, I thought we store everything, right, at fulfillment centers, at Amazon FC. Yes, but the thing is that, you see, Amazon, right, is not a storage facility. Sometimes you need to drip your products in. Let's say, for example, when you buy like 5,000 units. Okay, so I will send maybe about 500 units to Amazon FC. I will store 4,500 units, right, in my staging area. So staging area, right, normally is my third-party warehouses, okay, that I work with at least about 3 to 5 services, right? So that means that they will hold my product, palletize them. They will not break the pallet, okay, because if you break the pallet, right, then it's going to have more manpower to take care of all these kind of things. So they will not break pallet, okay? They will only break pallet, right, at the customs. That means customs staging area. They will differentiate the pallets and all that. But normally, right, they'll advise, say that, hey, down here you got 10 pallets. I will send 2 pallets to Amazon FC. The other 8 pallets, right, I will send to third-party warehouse, so that it will not be this kind of nice number lah. All right, it will not be this kind of nice number, because normally this kind of like uneven number, right, normally it will be palletized. Okay, so let's say, for example, like just now I mentioned, 10 pallets, then 2 will go to the FC, then 8 will go into the staging areas. That means the third-party warehouse. Oh yeah, okay, 10 minutes. Okay, so the thing is that, you see, there's some third-party warehouse, right? They are not responsive. They always like to delay their delivery. So you must understand how they work. And sometimes, right, they have hidden costs. The worst part is they have hidden costs. So the advice for you, right, is that if you want to send to any third-party warehouse, always tell them this kind of scenario. I will always ask them, right, can I get a quotation of my product, which is this product, and it's going to come in a box of 20 cm by 20 cm by 10 cm by 10 cm. All right, this is the dimension of the packaging, and it's going to be palletized, and one pallet, there's this dimension, there's this weight. So can I know what is the potential cost of storage? Is there a monthly subscription for services? And what is the shipping rates for shipping to anywhere in the US? Because you want to ship out to FCs, right? So, and you're going to ask them, right, can they handle returns, refunds at the third-party warehouse? Right? Can they do that? But the worst, right, is the hidden cost. So always tell them that, okay, I'm going to ship this product to you. There's this dimension. This is the dimension of the product. This is the weight. And it's going to be like 2,000 units, 3,000 units. What's the monthly cost? What is the hidden cost? And what is the, cost in, at the start? What's the capital outlay? Or not capital outlay. What's the cost involved? Right? Is there any subscription? Is there any membership? They will give you an estimated quotation. Right? Don't just send like that. Okay? Right? So yeah, you need to take note of the unresponsive or hidden costs, third-party warehousing. All right? So I think today's session is a bit long. I think maybe last week we never cover, right? Then today talk a lot more. Okay, by the way, right, next week we do not have a Facebook live session because I'm in reservist. Okay, next week. So next week, I think 16 Feb. No FB live. Okay, no FB live. Okay, because I am in reservist. Alright, gotta serve the country. Alright, so I think that's about it. Thank you guys for coming. Okay, once again, and let me know if you guys enjoy this session. If you think that this session is good, comment in the comment box below. If you guys think that this session is good, alright, this will encourage me to do more of this. Alright, more of this kind of session. So do you think this session is good? Let me know. Alright, let me know. Okay, while I prepare for later on. Alright. Hi, Buckzilla from YouTube. Hi. Great. Nice. Okay, next Wednesday really don't have. Don't email and say that, hey, why don't have Facebook Live? All right. Okay, great. Okay. All right. So yeah. So once again, I wish y'all a happy Lunar New Year, and I wish y'all a very prosperous and Huat New Year. Heng ong Huat for 2022 and many years on. All right, heng ong Huat. All right, see y'all. Bye bye. Gotta ciao already. If not, I'm late. Bye. Heng ong Huat.